How you guys doing? I'm Dr. Kaplan. I'm here with Bob Bateson at OWM Buffalo, and we want to talk today about something a little different, and that is intravenous nutrition and supplementation. So Bob, we actually started some IV services at Body Blocks. How's it going?
It's going great. It's about first to educate people on what it's about and the value of it. We have a pretty hip crowd that's into like their health and wellness and lifestyle.
Right.
So this is just another avenue of really bringing that lifestyle to people through different IVs that you provide, which you can kind of get into like the benefit of it. As we know, taking things orally, which we all want to take care of ourselves to get better, but we can only absorb 18 to maybe 25%. If you got a bad gut, maybe it's 5% absorption of any type of supplements you take. IV, as you know, because you do it, is 100% absorption. So that's the benefits of it. But talk a little bit about like what the different IVs we're doing.
And what they're looking for.
And like we'll talk about. We have a muscle recovery, immune boosting, and skin rejuvenation, and hit on like what those do.
So first of all, you hit it right on, right? So when we take supplements, or even the foods that we're eating, if our guts are not perfect, and for most of us they're not, we're absorbing about 18 to 15%. 20 is ideal and optimal, right? Which typically doesn't happen. So intravenous supplementation just makes a lot of sense on that level. But then what's also very cool about intravenous supplementation is that you can kind of tailor it to the individual's needs and to the circumstance. So let's take immune boosting IV, right? So that particular product is designed specifically to give people what they need to have a stronger and more robust immune system, which makes them more resilient, right? So it's all about resilience, to stress. So that could be any stress, right? That could be work-related stress. It could be a viral stress or like a flu. So coming into the flu season, it becomes perfect, And what you're doing is you're supplementing with high doses of vitamin C. So that IV bag has 10 grams of vitamin C, okay? And remember now, you're absorbing all of it.
Right. That's what, 10,000 milligrams?
Yeah, 10,000 milligrams. So nutritionally, if you take that by mouth, first of all, it's probably won't even be able to take 10 grams, because with vitamin C, the higher you go, you start to get loose stools and diarrhea, so it doesn't really absorb. And then if you do take it in, it doesn't upset your stomach, you're not absorbing it all, right? And then on top of that, zinc. We all heard about zinc and how good it is for the immune system. So here it is you're getting it intravenously. Magnesium is amazing for cellular health, right? So you got all of these supplements or nutrients, key nutrients that are coming in at 100% absorption right into your cell. So you just can't go wrong with that. So
I want to touch on that. That's been a question, like, well, that much vitamin C that affects my stomach, or that like affects my bowels, and it's like, well, no, that's because when you take it orally, you don't absorb it all, so it's affecting you if it's not absorbed. Taking it intravenously, you absorb it all, you won't get those types of side effects.
It's actually a great laxative if you take it orally.
Right? And I know that was the question.
So if you're a little constipated, it may be good, right? So, but otherwise, IV is really the best way to do it. There's an add-on that you can choose to add that is also an amazing add-on, and that is a particular product called glutathione. Glutathione is known in the health industry as the master antioxidant. Like, it literally is one of the most effective.
Hasn't it even been called an antiviral at times?
Antiviral, but it's really more of an antioxidant, right? I mean, the way it works as an antiviral supplement is simply because it allows your body to work so much better and so much more efficiently. It's able to fight whatever the infection is coming in, whether it's bacterial or viral, right? It's also a very potent detoxifier of the liver, so it helps your body clear toxins at a faster rate, and then again, it helps your body fight off stress and inflammation very, very effectively. So it's an anti-inflammatory, right? You can use anti-inflammatory, antioxidant almost interchangeably. It's a nice addition to that particular bag, actually to any bag, really. So let's move on to the repair and recover IV, right?
The muscle recovery.
Muscle recovery. So there, it's again, you're helping a person cope with some kind of a stressor, right? This time, the stressor comes from performance or some kind of a physical challenge, right? So let's say someone is working out, but they're starting to get kind of tired after their workouts, right? Or they're noticing that they're not ready to go to the gym for a couple of days after the workout because they're just like, it like took everything out of them, right? Usually that means that the cells are not making energy fast enough to replenish the stores, right? And your muscle is not building up, your body is not building muscle fast enough, right? So what you're missing there are amino acids, right? So for recovery, and that by the way is true for not just weightlifting, but if you're like a marathon runner, or even if you have a super busy day, right?
Let's talk about a weekend of heavy yard work.
Heavy yard work,
People
exactly.
can't move the next day sometimes.
Yes, right? So that particular IV gives you these amazing essential amino acids, like proline is one of them. You know, taurine is the other. Proline is considered to be a master collagen and, you know, builder, but of course collagen is kind of what we're made of.
Let's talk about the amino acids for a minute. That's really important. People don't realize the protein that you ingest, if it doesn't have, there's 24 amino acids, 8 that are essential. If those 8 essential aren't in their full form,
yes,
the protein's not been synthesized, and people don't really understand that all the time. So here we can give you an infusion of those 8 essential amino acids, complete the protein chain.
Yeah, you feel amazing. Again, you're bypassing the gut. It's still the same issue, right? No matter you're eating, you can eat meat. First of all, here's the problem. Unless you have one of those organic farm to table sources, the other thing that like nobody even talks about is the fact that a lot of this meat is polluted.
Yeah.
So not only you're not getting pure forms of these amino acids, but you're ingesting junk like you know, things that they're spraying on fields, on corn, and then the cows ingested, right? So like these herbicides. Right, so again, a lot of issues, right? So IV bypasses all of that. It's the cleanest source you can get, right? And then the third one that we're offering is the skincare.
Skin rejuvenation.
Skin
You know, it's also
rejuvenation.
referred as a beauty IV, but I prefer skin rejuvenation because the skin, people don't realize, is an organ, and it's the largest organ in your body.
You got it. Absolutely.
Why not rejuvenate that?
Yeah.
Right?
So it's the best. That's the best way you could phrase it. It's the biggest organ in the body. It needs tons of nutrition, and the one thing that most people don't realize is that your skin turns over constantly, and it's one of the highest turnover rates of any other organ or tissue in the body is in the skin, right? So what does it need to be able to heal and turn over at that such a rapid rate? It needs nutrients, right? It needs things that support the collagen in the skin, that makes it firm and shiny and healthy looking. It needs support of this elastin, which is another protein which controls like the size of the pores in the skin and makes the skin nice and tight, you know? Yeah. And again, that breaks down eventually, right? It breaks down from toxins, from sun, UV exposure, makeup with women a lot of times loaded with different things that break the skin down and not very healthy for the skin. So some of the IV immune boosting components are in that bag because again, you need that. But then we're add things to that. For instance, we're increasing like zinc amount in that IV, and then we're adding something called biotin, which is essential for, you know, for skin, hair, and nail health. Right.
There's actually supplements that we even have that over the counter that people take orally. The biotin for hair, nail care,
right.
But once again, the same situation, and even skin's a big market on topical stuff. Once again, we don't get the same absorption.
You don't, and especially if you're inflamed. If you're a little inflamed, and again, if we eat because we're exposed to so many processed foods, and because we're exposed to so many, pesticides and herbicides, everyone's a little inflamed, and that little bit of inflammation literally will stop your skin from absorbing these nutrients. Right? So regardless of what these cosmeceutical companies tell you, right? So there's a very cool add-on to that. So actually a couple, right? There's one, so it's a very comprehensive package, and there are 3 elements that you can add on top of that essential nutritional beauty, skincare bag or skin rejuvenation bag. One is, again, glutathione, because what did I just say? If you're inflamed, you don't absorb and you don't repair, so glutathione helps reduce inflammation as a antioxidant. And then the other one is something called CoQ10. CoQ10 helps you produce energy, if you think about that rate of turnover that the skin has to go through, it burns a lot of energy doing that, right? CoQ10 is actually an intramuscular injection. It's kind of like getting a flu shot, you know, but it goes right into the bloodstream. And again, you can get CoQ10 orally, but this is all about 100% absorption.
Once again, come back to how much the body absorbs.
So you get CoQ10, goes right to the tissues, right to the
Also
skin.
great for your heart muscle.
Yeah, I mean, exactly right. So you need less of it. You can do 100 milligrams and get the benefit of like a 400 or 500 milligram tablet or capsule. And then the last element that's also an add-on that people can take is something called GHKCU, which is an element for copper, right? It stands for copper, and it's a peptide. And especially women know about peptides in the cosmetic industry, but again, these peptides that are available through cosmeceuticals that are diluted, they're very expensive and you typically don't get the bang for the buck.
Full effect.
This is coming from a compounding pharmacy that sells this product only to doctors. You cannot get it anywhere else. And it's super potent and it delivers that copper element to the skin that I was telling you it needs to make energy and to repair. So it's an amazing product. And that is an IV product, right? So you can actually, so it's usually done as at the very end, where you do something called an IV push, where you just gently push it in, goes everywhere it needs to go, and just facilitates repair, rejuvenates the skin. So that combination makes this particular package unlike anything available anywhere else. Like if you go to these IV bars, none of them will have these kind of products, like no, especially like the peptides. But at any rate, so you got a very versatile offering here, where you got the IV boosting, right, to build resilience, help people just be stronger and resist the stress of life and then all these viruses floating around.
So it's immune boost.
Immune boost. You got the muscle recovery that helps people perform better, repair, and recover faster, just like.
Remember, your muscles are used in everyday life.
Right.
Moving from place to place, sitting up and down, it's all about muscle.
Yeah.
That's what propels us through this life, so we need to recover that.
Exactly.
It's not just from working out.
It's not just from working out, exactly right. And the last one is skin rejuvenation, and again, we kind of went through that. Again, amazing way of just supporting your skin, and not for women only, right?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, so, more and more guys understand that skin is, especially as we get a little bit older.
These are all great items to also promote anti-aging. That's why we take care of ourselves.
Yes.
The reality is we take care of ourselves to have a youthful life and maintain our youth. Our youth is really our ability to move through this life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's people that can be 6 years old and are more youthful than someone that's 30 years old based on their health condition.
Well, there is your chronological and your biological age, and it's all about turning down the clock on the chronological age, regardless of what your biological age says it is. It's just a number, right? One last word on safety and just our process, because it's a little different. And again, it's not something that you're going to get in a lot of these other places that are popping out, just giving people IVs for a hangover. Everyone that comes in for these IVs usually gets examined by either myself or my nurse practitioner, and they get a quick exam. There's some baseline blood work that's done. Again, we want to make sure your kidneys are functioning properly, that your electrolytes are in balance,
Right.
And that's the right thing to do. It makes it very safe and an effective process.
We want to
as
put
well.
together a legitimate product. This is not I call it a backyard pop-up.
Yeah, it's a medical service.
This is a complete medically backed service.
And basically the room that you have, which is by the way a beautiful room, essentially becomes an extension of this office here.
Yes.
Which is exactly what we want. And so we have a nurse that's very well trained, personally by me. The IVs are made here under sterile conditions, and then they're just brought over to your place and administered. So it's done right. We have the oxygen tank, we have everything we need for safety at your facility. So it becomes a very, very safe, very comfortable place to get that kind of treatment.
Legitimate.
And it's an amazing supplement in kind of really a synergistic component of what you do with the people already, because really, exercise is anti-aging, right? That's what you do. So we're practicing anti-aging, crafts basically, just in two different spectrums in a way. If you're at Bob's Body Blocks, come and check it out, or just come in. If you've never been there, come and check out the service. I think you'll love it. Thanks for visiting with us today, and take care.
See ya.